Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of Total Retail Talks. I'm Christina Stidham, Digital Content Director for Total Retail, and I'm hosting today, but I'm joined by our regular host, Joe Keenan, Editor-in-Chief of Total Retail. We're going to discuss the release of Total Retail's latest research report, Tips for Boosting Loyalty Program Success, How to Acquire, Retain, and Engage Your Customers. This report is sponsored by EBO, an all-in-one loyalty company. So thanks so much for joining me, Joe. We're going to talk about this new report, what it encompasses, and let's start by having you tell us why Total Retail has decided to create this report that's focused on a huge topic in the industry today, customer loyalty.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Christina. It's nice to be on this other side of the role of the podcast and being interviewed rather than the interviewer. So I'm really looking forward to this. So as you noted, we've launched this new report. We're really excited about it. And one of the things that we mentioned early on in the report is that we've seen consumers become less brand loyal over the years. This behavior has been trending for some time, and it's more true today than ever. Consumers are less loyal to brands than they previously were. We share a couple of data points in the report to kind of back up that point. The first is that 2/3 of consumers are open to switching brands if a competitor offers a better experience. The second data point I'll call out is that 1/3 of consumers will abandon a brand if it fails to create a personalized experience. And then the third and final one I'll cite is that the customer retention rate for the retail industry averages 63%. Indicating that there's really plenty of room for improvement here for merchants. There's an opportunity to improve that retention rate. And as you can see from those first two data points that I called out that speak to the experience, they're really competing on experience for the consumer's attention, for their wallets. And that is, that experience is critical to all shopping experiences, including loyalty programs. The second point I would want to bring up here is that there's a lot at stake when it comes to customer loyalty. So not surprisingly, loyal customers are retailers' most valuable customers. According to the 2022 customer loyalty data study from EBO, 67% of consumers say they purchase from their favorite brands at least once a month, and they're spending more when they're making those purchases. Loyalty program members have a 40% higher average annual spend than non-members, and they're making repeat purchases 28% more often than non-members. So with that in mind, you can really tell that there's a tremendous top and bottom line benefit to retaining customers and creating long-term relationships with them. So speaking of that bottom line, rising online customer acquisition costs, particularly search and social, are increasing the pressure on retailers to retain existing customers. So a customer acquired online, if that customer doesn't come back to make a repeat purchase, it's very likely that the retailer will be losing money on that transaction. It's been said over and over again, but it's true. Retaining your existing customers is much more profitable for a retailer than it is to go out and acquire a new customer. Of course, you need to continually feeding that pipeline with existing customers, or with acquiring customers rather, but you need to be thinking about retention as well, because those customers are really going to add the most value to your bottom line.
Yeah, and the data, as you said, definitely backs that up and builds a case for implementing a loyalty program to build those long-term relationships and optimize customer lifetime value. But as we all know, just having a loyalty program is not enough, definitely not for today's consumers and their expectations. You need members to be really engaged in the program to see that value. So what can you tell us about creating engaged loyalty program members?
Yeah, you're 100% right, Christina. Just having a program, propping up a program and then kind of setting it and forgetting it is not going to work. So you need to have a loyalty program. Just having that offering is just the first step to building those customer relationships that you're referring to. Retailers need to give customers reasons why they should opt into their loyalty program. Then they need to create value so that those members will be active participants once they become a member. And then lastly, they need to execute the table stakes of an effective loyalty program. Regarding that last piece around execution, it's more than just rewarding customers with points for purchases made, kind of that earn and burn mentality that has been around for so long. It's really a combination of benefits that members value and including experiences. It needs to be kind of a holistic look at their relationship with your brand, how they're engaging, what they value in terms of discounts, experiences, product, and then encompassing that into that holistic loyalty program. Like I said, more than just being transaction based.
Yeah, so that's really three distinct components that come together to create an effective loyalty program. And this report that we've produced with EBO offers tips across all three. So the first one is acquiring members, the second one is engaging members, and the third is successfully operating the program, as we talked about. So can you share a tip or two from the report just to give our audience a sneak peek of the valuable insights that it offers on how to implement all three of these components into their loyalty programs?
Yeah, I'm happy to do so. And these are just a sneak peek, like you said. This is just a couple tips. The report has many more, so there's a lot of value in checking out the full report to get all of the tips. But I want to highlight a couple that I thought were interesting. So the first one would be to incorporate loyalty amplifiers to get customers to enroll in your loyalty program, that acquisition piece that you just referenced. So, for example, chance to win promos, rebates, special offers. These types of things can be leveraged to boost loyalty program membership rates. Data from EBO reveals that 85% of consumers would join a brand's loyalty program to receive a rebate or a gift with purchase. So that speaks to the importance of including some of these loyalty amplifiers to get that enrollment up. The second one tip I would cite would be to think beyond transactions when rewarding customers. I mentioned this previously in terms of more of a holistic look at your loyalty program, not just that earn and burn mentality. So use incentives such as rewards, special offers to get customers to take desired actions that benefit your brand in some way. And it doesn't always have to be solely transaction based. It doesn't have to be a purchase all the time. For example, you can reward loyalty program members for signing up for your email or SMS program, posting a customer review, watching a product video, posting on social media. These are the types of activities that members can be rewarded for, and it's bringing value back to your, in the process, you're getting valuable data from your customer, you're getting them to take some desired action. So think about that beyond just transactions. And then the third and final tip I would call out is to make your loyalty program omni-channel, easily discoverable and then clearly defined. So what do I mean by that? Customers' shopping experiences are non-linear. They're going back and forth between channels during their purchase journeys. They're starting their research online. Maybe they're ending up in store. In between, they're looking at things on their mobile phones. So they're back and forth between different purchase channels, excuse me. So retailers, therefore, must design their loyalty programs with this consumer behavior in mind. We've been talking about omni-channel for so many years at this point, but it really applies to loyalty as well. So for example, you want to allow for members to earn and redeem loyalty benefits across channels. Furthermore, you want to make it easy to find your loyalty program information across customer touchpoints, most notably your digital channels such as your website and your app. Also in store, you want to have your associates be knowledgeable about your loyalty program and promoting it to customers as they shop. This is a good way to get people engaged. Maybe there's a discount at purchase if one of your store associates mentions the loyalty program. You can really drive signups that way as well. So thinking about all these different customer touch points and ways that you can promote the loyalty program and make it easy for the shopper. Let them dictate how they want to earn and redeem their loyalty points.
And all of these tips make total sense when you think about what the current customer is expecting from retailers and their loyalty points. But for retailers themselves, it can be very complex to actually implement all of these aspects into a loyalty program at an organization. So you're definitely going to want to check out the report that it does a deeper dive into tips on how to really get in there and optimize your loyalty program. So go ahead and download that full report, Tips for Boosting Loyalty Program Success, How to Acquire, Retain, and Engage Your Customers. You can find it at mytotalretail.com/resources, or you can download it via the link that we've included in the show notes on this episode. Thanks so much for joining us. And thanks, Joe, for sharing all of that great data.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Christina. This has been a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity to talk about this, what we believe is a really valuable report. And you mentioned it, Christina. We really just scratched the surface here in terms of some of these tips. The report that we've produced with EBO really is a deep dive into customer loyalty and specifically how you can improve the performance of your loyalty program. So we really recommend that you check it out.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at mytotalretail.com/podcasts for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Total Retail Talks.